Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to the CD Racoola show. Today's show, we have a special treat for you as we review the 1987 film, The Monster Squad. What a fun movie this was, as it takes all the classic Universal horror movie monsters and mashes them together in a fun late 80s battle royale. Kind of an all-star team of monsters, if you will. Let's see them here all together. No, not that all-star monster squad. Those are the Monstars from the original Space Jam, you fool. Okay, that's better. Those are the monsters we're looking for. Before we do anything else, let's go ahead and dive right into the monsters before we bite into the rest of this film. I mean, the monsters are kind of all we care about in this film anyway, right? Well, at least for me. So it will be kind of like eating dessert first, but whatever. Let's see here. We have Dracula, who's kind of the king of the baddies. I don't know why Dracula always seems like the boss baddie. But he is also kind of the big bloody cheese in the film Van Helsing with Hugh Jackman, isn't he? I don't know, strange. Dracula was played by Duncan Regehr, whom played Zorro in the TV series on the Family Channel in 88 episodes. Holy macaroni and blood sandwiches. That's a lot of episodes to be carving Z's into people's chests with a sword. He was also a figure skater. So if you can imagine a figure skating Count Dracula Zorro, then you would pretty much have Duncan pinned. We also had Frankenstein's monster. Oh, Frankenstein's always one of my favorites. He was, of course, the bad boy with the heart of gold in this film. Isn't that sweet? He was played by none other than Tom Noonan. However, Mr. Noonan is no stranger to playing a baddie. A couple of his villain highlights for me include Kane from RoboCop 2 and the Ripper from Last Action Hero. What a name for a villain, the Ripper. Has a good ring to it, doesn't it? Kind of a scary look in that film as well. By the way, I don't know if you guys ever watched RoboCop 2. I figure most horror fans have, even though it isn't a horror film per se. But when they take Kane's brain out and they keep his eyes, putting him suspended in that tube of water before they put him in that robot shell is a pretty hilarious and awesome scene. Here is Tom Noonan's character, Brain, in RoboCop 2. Just look at that there. Moving on from Frankenstein and Tom Noonan, we had the Mummy, played by none other than Michael McKay. Michael was in tons of truly awesome horror films, including recently Insidious 3 as the man whom can't breathe. I know, bringing up Insidious. I promise you guys more Insidious reviews. I know! I'll get to it, I promise. Calm down. Okay, Michael McKay was also in a couple of my favorite horror movies, Seven, Apt Pupil, and Sleepwalkers. Oh, I definitely have to do a review of Sleepwalkers. That film was a lot of fun. Moving on here, we have the character they call Gillman, but very clearly based on the creature from the Black Lagoon, played by Tom Woodruff Jr. The fishy part, he was also, besides playing this fishy part, he was also the special effects guy for Death Becomes Her. That is kind of an awesome and hilarious movie as well. Also did the effects for Aliens 3, Starship Troopers, It and Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. That is a pretty sweet resume, you have to admit. I wonder what was the highlight out of all that for him. I hope it was playing the Fishman here in the Monster Squad. I bet it was. Last but not least, we have the Wolfman, who was just begging to be arrested in this film, but they wouldn't do it. If there was a man that he came into the police station and he's ranting and raving that he is a werewolf, you think they would at least throw the man in the insane asylum? Do they still have insane asylums? I don't know, but he belongs there. P.S. Yes, this Wolfman had Nards, okay? I kind of assumed they all had Nards, but I never really had the guts to check. The werewolf was portrayed by John Grease, who's been in countless great roles, but I love the role as his one and only Uncle Rico in Napoleon Dynamite. I know that's not horror, but whatever. The guy just can't get over it, and talking about, throwing footballs over mountains and such, it's a bit hilarious. So there you have it. There's your rather monstrous cast. Now, let's get into the director of this bad boy. The Monster Squad was directed by Fred Decker, whom also worked on Night of the Creeps, as well as directing RoboCop 3. Lots of RoboCop people in this film, it seems like. The Monster Squad itself featured the young actors Andre Gower, Robbie Keeger, whom was also in one of my favorite films, Children of the Corn, Ashley Bank, whom befriended Frankenstein's monster in this film, and Ryan Lambert, who played Mr. Cool Guy in the squad. He was kind of the Fonzie of the Monster Squad. Hey, Mr. Fonz, whatever. One of the things I love about this film is we get the mashups of a lot of characters. I do wish that they would do more of that nowadays, kind of like Freddy vs. Jason, which I have an upcoming review of, by the way. Be sure to tune in and like that. Just makes it so fun to see how those characters interact together. And going old school here, let's think about this one. Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman, a 1943 film, is another good example. Comment down below on your favorite movie that has your favorite horror movie characters meeting up in one film. There's definitely some out there, but it may take a bit of digging on your part. But like Doc Frankenstein digging up body parts, sometimes you just have to get your hands a little dirty. This film was lots and lots of fun and has been beloved by fans across generations. It even has a spin-off documentary aptly called Wolfman Got Nards. It just chats about the film and the impact it had on the overall horror community. This is a classic and I can't recommend it enough. Lots and lots of comedic points as well in this film, so though I'm giving it a fairly low score on the old scarometer, it will always hold a place of love in my black, cold, unbeating heart. I would like to thank you for joining me here on the CD Racoola show, and if you would like to be an old CD's personal Monster Squad, please hit the like, share, and subscribe button so I can keep the scare train rolling on down the tracks. Please make sure you join me for my next episode when I review John Carpenter's Vampires. Oh, us vampires are so fun to review. That review is really going to suck the life right out of you. Till next time, peasants, keep this in mind. If you have little kiddies and they say something is under their bed, in their closet, or outside of their window, probably don't say it's nothing and put them back to bed. I mean, how many horror movies must you watch to know that that's a bad idea? It's a common sense, baby. Anywho, you fools. Bye bye. Bye bye.